Welcome to PC Gaming Tech Summary. I'm your host Gamer, and today we go over some further information on the new ASUS motherboards, the AM5 socket for the AMD 7000 series of CPUs. So we're looking at the Z670-670Es, okay, and if it says E on the ASUS nomenclature, the name, the E will also tell you that it's a DDR5. So all the boards so far that we've looked at, I believe, have been DDR5. Okay, so I had a look on the most popular online retailer, and the DDR5 is about twice as much as the DDR4. There should be some DDR4 motherboards coming out on the AM5, but maybe they're going to delay that until the release of the B650 motherboards. I believe that's correct. B650 is the AM5 socket, so the specs on the motherboards will be a bit lower and should be more affordable. So these motherboards are the latest technology with Generation 5 PCIe Express. So they've got to have all the electronics and everything in the motherboard just really top notch, okay, to meet the standard. So also there are some of my viewers that are very keen to see some ITX boards. Well, today I'll give you some specs on the ASUS and some really neat features. So once I get permission to put those pictures up, yeah, I'll make another video. Depending on how many views are on this video, I might even take this one off, delete this one. But also the MSI Core Liquid 360R AIO is still being sold, the version 1. Yeah, I can't believe it after all these months. I mean, the number of upset people is phenomenal. Yes. Look, it has 16% one-star reviews. Have you ever heard of such a high percent of one-star reviews? And there are thousands of these failing. It's just ridiculous. Why are they still selling these things? I might have to do a whole video just on that. Okay, so sit right back, have a cup of coffee, and we'll get into it. Here are some of the specs for the STRIX X670E-I Gaming Wi-Fi motherboard for the new AM5 socket and 7000 series of AMD CPUs. The power stage. The VRM is a 10 plus 210 amp teamed power stage design. So when they say teamed, it's basically all the VRMs are working together at the same time. Okay, and it even has an active assist fan because there is some trouble with heat. These very fast electronics can generate a little bit of heat. So ASRock has been spending a bit of time working on their ITX motherboard to find ways to get rid of the heat. And in fact, the ITX motherboards, it takes longer to design one of those. It's putting it in such a small form factor complicates and like doubles the time of design. Okay, so it's got 2 DDR5 DIMM slots. It has a Gen 5 M.2. It has 2 USB-C 40 gigabit, which is also capable to attach to display ports. So the USB-C can then be connected to a monitor on using the DisplayPort connector. Yeah, so I guess one side you have USB-C and the other side is your DisplayPort. Okay. 6 of the USB-A 10 gigabit, two other USB-As, unknown speed, so those might be 5 gigabit. It's got an HDMI port, one 4-pin ARGB header, one 3-pin ARGB header. It's got a front USB 3.2 header, a front USB-C header. It may be the 60-watt one, but I'm not sure. We have to wait on those specs when they are further clarified. So there is a header for USB-C on the front. 2.5 gigabit LAN, Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 3.2. Okay, so there is an add-in board. Okay, this little piece you can attach near where the power connectors are, okay, on the right side of the board. And you get off that one extra ARGB header and 2 USB 2 headers. Okay. And what you may want to do is you may want to order the bundle. Okay, the bundle is going to come with the ROG Hive. Okay, and I believe it'll come in with that add-in board as well, but we have to confirm that. So the Hive is this device, okay, about so big, all right? So it's about the size of a small football maybe. And it's got a knob in the middle of it on top where you can adjust the volume. Okay, you can push it to mute it as well. Now, all of the audio ports are going to come out from this device, okay, which gets attached to the ITX motherboard. And it's got other connectors on it. It's got USB flashback, USB-C port. It's got a flex key button on it, okay? And that's a programmable button. So for instance, you could program it to do safe boot. So if you're having some issues because you're overclocking and you just want to go into a safe boot mode, you can have that be your button. You can push that and then it'll boot into safe mode. It has 4 error LEDs on it. So if you need to troubleshoot, those LEDs will be helpful. So those are some of the features on it. Okay, and that is all I have for the ITX board. All right. Okay, next we're going to go to the micro ATX. So this is the Gene, the X670E Gene Micro ATX motherboard from ASUS. Okay, it's a Crosshair Gene. And this has 16 plus 2 110 amp power stages. It has FP10K capacitors. So very good capacitors. 2 DDR5 slots, okay? So most people using this form factor probably don't really need more than 32 gigabits of RAM because you can generally do your content creation and gaming with that amount. So it's basically targeting that. You could put 32 gigabyte DIMM slots in it, but I'm not sure if that's going to make it faster, is what they're saying. All right, it's got the integrated I/O shield, which the ITX has as well. And it has 10 USB ports on the I/O. Yes, it's got 3 of the USB-C type, and 2 of those are 40 gigabit, and they are DisplayPort capable. So you can use that USB-C plug into your I/O on the motherboard, and then connect on the other end of your cable. You'll have a display port. Plug that into your monitor. Okay. So that would be if you weren't using a graphics card, basically. All right, so I've got 2 of those 40 gigabit ports and one 10 gigabit. It has 5 USB 3.2 Gen 2 ports at 10 gigabit, I believe. 2 USB 2 ports, and even one PS2 port if you've got a really old keyboard or mouse that you want to plug in. All right. It also has a front USB-C port that can put out up to 60 watts. Okay, and that is, I believe, DisplayPort capable as well. And it has Quick Charge 4 Plus support. Okay, so you've got one Gen 5 M.2, and you've got an add-in card, okay, where you can put one Gen 5 and one Gen 4, okay. So that's a total of 3 M.2 connectors with that add-in card combined, okay? All right, for SATAs. Okay, and it's got one Gen 5 PCIe Express times 16 and one Open PCIe Express times 1. 2.5 gigabit LAN, Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 3.2, optical sound output with ALC 4080. It has a GPU quick release button, 2 ARGB headers, and a programmable flex key button. So like I said before, on that ITX Hive, you can push a button and for instance, have it go into boot into safe mode, but you basically program that button. All right. Check your manual for instructions. Okay, so that's the first micro ATX. That's all good, all good. Okay, we are going to move on to the ASUS ROG STRIX X670E Gaming Wi-Fi. It's got 18+2, 110 amp teamed power stages. It's got 4 DDR5 DIMM slots, 1 Gen 5 PCIe times 16, 1 Gen 4 PCIe times 16, 1 Gen 5 M.2, 2 Gen 4 M.2s, and 1 Gen 3 M.2, so a total of 4 there. It's got 4 SATAs, integrated I/O shield with 13 USB ports. Oh, wow. Okay, unfortunately, none of the 40 gigabit type. We've got one USB-C 3.2 Gen 2 times 2, or 2 by 2, which is a 20 gigabit connection. We've got 2 of the USB-Cs that is a 10 gigabit connection. Yep, and 10 of the USB-A, and that is a 10 gigabit. We've got 2.5 gigabit LAN, Wi-Fi 6E BIOS flashback, clear CMOS button, HDMI display port, and the optical SPDF. We've got 1 front USB-C header. That's the only information I have on that one. 1 reinforced front USB-A, USB 3 header. Okay, so it's got like a metal bracket around it to reinforce it, which is a good idea, because with the cable bending and everything, putting stress there. You got 3 ARGB headers, 1 4-pin RGB header, quick release GPU button. That's all I have on that one. That was the ASUS Republic of Gamers STRIX X670E Gaming Wi-Fi. All right, next is the TUF Okay, so I don't have the Pro specs yet, but let you know when I do. So probably go Pro and then TUF, okay, as the costs go up, okay. So we've got a 14 plus 2 70 amp teamed power stage design. Okay, so that's the TUF Gaming X670E-Plus WiFi. It's got an integrated I/O shield with 10 USB ports, 2 USB-Cs with 20 gigabit, 3 USB-A with 10 gigabit, 5 USB-A with 5 gigabit. It's got 2.5 gigabit LAN, Wi-Fi 6E BIOS flashback, 7.1 channel audio. It's got 4 DDR5 DIMM slots. It's got 1 Gen 5 PCIe times 16. It's got 1 Gen 5 M.2, 2 Gen 4 M.2s, 1 Gen 3 M.2 connectors, and 4 SATAs, 3 ARGB headers, 1 4-pin RGB header, 6 USB 2 headers, 1 W pump header, which is if you've got like a cooling water reservoir that you want to, custom loop and pump it through, it's got a header just for that. It also has an AIO pump header, yeah. USB-C 3.2 Gen 2 front header. One more thing, I was having trouble booting up into Windows 11 with my ASUS motherboard, the Z690 Pro D4 Wi-Fi motherboard. And when I would boot up into Windows, I couldn't select an icon on the taskbar or launch a program on the desktop until I would launch Task Manager. Control-Alt-Delete, start up Task Manager, and then everything's fine, which was really annoying. But yesterday, I did an update with the ASUS Armory Crate. So Armory Crate is the name of the program, and that is to be used for the modern ASUS motherboards. I don't know how old you can use the Armory Crate on, I'm not sure. But anyways, I ran the Armory Crate, it updated the drivers, and it seems to be fixed now. I haven't had to launch Task Manager yet, so I just thought I'd pass that on. So, if you'd like to see more videos on motherboards and a wide variety of technology subjects, all you have to do is subscribe, and you'll get notified when those videos are ready. Thanks for joining us here on PC Gaming Tech Summary, and don't forget, you'll be seeing me in the next video.